I suffer from stress, anxiety, and PTSD. And the only thing that has always helped me get out of my funk is when I create or make something. So let's go meet some healers and creatives and make some cool stuff and share some stories. Let's heal by create. So I am here today with Carrie Lynn Certa, and she is a producer. You're also an artist, and you create all these great art. Do you want to share if you use anxiety or your depression somehow related to your art?
I use CBD.
How is she CBD user?
I know. It really just levels me out. You know, I think it puts me on the same playing field with normal people. If you were sitting there consoling a friend and that person kept on saying, I'm not good enough, I just can't do this, whatever. You're like, no, it's fine, it's fine. I don't have that voice inside my head. All I'm hearing is, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. And CBD just takes that voice out.
Is that your only symptom, or does it also connect with depression or something like this?
Yes, so I've always been between anxiety and depression. I didn't know the two were linked. I finally called a family member and I said one day, you know what, I'm really tired of this depression because I didn't want to take prescription drugs. He goes, fuck that, you're in California, smoke a joint, you'll feel better. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So I go to the doctor, he's like, it's a pendulum. So he goes, forget the depression. He goes, I know you're depressed right now, but forget the depression. We're gonna fix the anxiety and we're gonna slow down that pendulum so you don't swing back to depression. If you have anxiety and you smoke THC, it makes your anxiety worse. You know, he clearly knew what the hell he was doing, and I said, there are times where I feel like my skin is on fire. And he goes, that's anxiety. He goes, how long have you had this? I said, my entire life.
What do you mean? Your arms feel like you have a bunch of fire coming down or something?
Yep, and it always starts right here.
Really?
Yeah.
And then it goes all the way up or something?
Yep, and it just gets worse and the heart palpitations.
Wow.
It's horrible. When I start feeling, you know, heat up on my arms, it's like, oh, I have an episode coming on. So I will check in with myself. It's like, okay, how bad is this gonna be? If this isn't bad, then I'm not gonna take any CBD. But if I feel like I'm in a situation that's really heightened, there's like, I need to take CBD for this. Or if I know I'm going into a situation that's going to be combative, I will take CBD before going into it. Because it's like, I just need to bring myself down because everything's okay, nothing's going to catch fire, and then I can handle it like a normal person.
So then the CBD, you only take it when at specific times when you need it? It's not like something you do as a routine? Or
when it swings to depression, I need to take it every day. And it's very rare. Only in the last 5 years have I had 2 bouts of depression. Twice in 5 years, that's not too bad. So the majority of the time I really am just taking it for the anxiety. Since I hadn't really dealt with the depression because I was managing it with the anxiety, it was really interesting now that I'm out of it to see how much it actually helped with the depression as well, because I started taking the CBD every day for about 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. And then I went off the CBD, and then the depression came back 4 days later. I was like, oh no, I'm not out of this yet. I'm not out of this. It was a huge difference, night and day, between trying to deal with it on my own and then taking the CBD. I have high functioning anxiety, which means that from the outside, people see me as a workaholic, as a perfectionist, but in the inside, everything is horrible and awful. Perfection in my anxiety world is different from perfection when I'm on CBD. Everything that I do has meaning to it, but I'm probably the only person on the planet who's gonna understand that meaning.
Well,
you know?
Not after you explain it to us.
True. This is the first time ever I've ever talked about my art publicly. It'd be great if somebody wanted to buy it. I mean,
right?
I'm losing precious wall space. I'm running out. So I like to make art that you want to touch, even though you're not supposed to touch art.
Can I touch it?
Go ahead and touch it.
Oh.
I wanted it to be the sun, and it really does represent what I think anxiety and depression is, what I am. I think everybody is their own sun.
Yeah.
So my sun is a little bit different because I have bouts of depression, which is this empty spot right there. And then I have bouts of anxiety, which is the part that juts out. But if you put me all together, I'm still a complete son. Everybody's complete. It's just you're a little different. Everyone's a little different in how they're put together, and that's why I made this.
This looks like a part of a puzzle to a bigger piece.
See?
Right?
You've just interpreted something new.
See, that's art, right?
The whole thing represents things that affect me or things that influence my life and made me who I am. This is my dad and everything that he brought. This is my mom, everything that he brought, and then life events and how they affect me. So, and everything that I read and follow. So it's like, this is astrology. This is where the planets were when I was born. And then in the very corner is God and how he influences my life. We don't work together, but I read my horoscope sometimes. I go to psychics. Some people say, you can't do all of that. It's like, why not?
You could. Why not?
Why not?
I actually had a shrine with all the gods.
Oh, there you go.
All in one shrine. They could all get along.
Right. And I bet you they play poker every Sunday night.
Right.
Throughout doing this, I'm really trying to remember my own life story on how all these influences came together to get me to that point. So the reason I made Mama Cloud is because she always told me when I was a kid, if you see the rays of sunlight coming through the clouds, it's the angels looking down on you. And so every time I look into the sky and see those rays, I was like, hey, Mom. I do. I stop and I go, hey, Mom, how's it going? So that's why I really wanted that to be her. I was 13 when she died, and her biggest heartbreak was, I'm never going to see you get married. I'm not going to see you go to prom. You know, I'm not going to see you here. And it's like, in those moments, I just like, this is where I want my mom, and I know you're here. On her deathbed, she gave me a diamond necklace. And she goes, this is for your sweet 16. Because I think every woman should have diamonds. And she wanted to give that to me, you know? So I still have that necklace. I've never worn it, actually. I wanted to wear it at my wedding, but it's so precious to me. Like, I take it out and I look at it every once in a while. But it's just so precious to me. I'm so afraid to wear it, like it's gonna break or something's gonna happen. But I know it's there, and I have it in my bedroom with me, and it's close.
You need to wear that. You need to wear that shit.
I know. You know, if I ever get nominated for an Emmy or an Oscar or something, that thing will probably go on. Yeah.
I want to give you a hug now. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and like teaching us a little bit. Hopefully, like, you know, we all learned something and could maybe help us through our process of trying to figure out how to deal with anxiety, PTSD, and just life in general, because life is fucking hard.
Breathe. Just breathe.